So what's up?
Nothing, chilling.
What's up? What's
chilling.
up?
What's good?
What's good? So first of all, Princess, I want to know, first of all, how did you even get the princess position for West? Like, how did that even come about?
Basically, it's a new house, positions were being, I'm sorry, positions were being filled and, I was walking consistently, making a name for myself. And, they felt the need to, establish me with the princess position.
Now, being princess of the House of West, is it like a... like it's like an elite position. Like, does it put you in that? Like what I gotta do next? Or is they watching me? Or it's like that.
Absolutely. I feel like when I get dressed and just coming out. Period. I feel like I have to be on point. I'm overall princess of the new House of West. So the captivating House of West.
Yes. First of all, shout out to House of West. Y'all been doing y'all big.
Thank you.
That's number one. Shout out to the overall mother, Asia, bitch.
Yes, Asia.
Shout out to
mother.
her. Yes. So, okay. So let's talk about it. For people who don't know, first of all, can y'all hear us? Can everybody hear us? Hi, can y'all hear us?
Hello.
Yes, can y'all hear us? We're here live with Pandora West. Cincinnati, Ohio in the building.
Period.
Now, I love that city, right?
Really?
Yeah, that's like one of my third homes, or whatever the case may be. Let's talk about how did you move from Cincinnati to New York City, the transition.
So basically, I moved to New York City because I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and basically I came here so I could build my clientele and build my brand. And of course I'm in the ballroom scene, so of course I'm gonna walk ballrooms.
I want to make sure. Did y'all just hear all that? Did they hear that? I want to know, did they hear that? I feel like. Okay, hi, everybody's coming in. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I'm here with the princess, overall Princess West, live in New York. Okay, so you came to New York City. Do you like the city?
Yeah.
This is my city.
I love
Do
New
you
York.
like this city?
I love New York.
You love this city?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
people can be kind of rude, but other than that.
What's the difference between Cincinnati ballroom scene and New York ballroom scene?
It's New York City is the eye, it's the mother, it's the capital, it's the omega of ballroom. So it's so much more intense and so many more functions between the kiki scene and mainstream. Midwest doesn't really have a kiki scene per se. They have people that's in the kiki scene, but actually how intense DMV, DC, Atlanta, and New York City is in the kiki scene. It's not the same. New York City has everything, mainstream, kiki scene, everything. They even have now we have the fruit scene. So
Question: family support. What was your transition like?
My transition. So my transition was it wasn't, I won't say it was rocky. It was more like my mom accepted me, my mom loved me, my mom knew. My grandmother knew what it was when I was 8 years old. She already knew what I was when I was little. She was the one who actually told my mother and them about me before I actually came out.
Your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother.
It's always the shout out to the grandmothers. The grandmothers always just give you that, ooh.
Right?
It's something about the grandmothers, boo. But go ahead, finish. Okay. The transition.
Yeah, the transition. So, so I just transitioned. I let her know, I told her what was up, and it was what it was.
So, let me ask you, because it's been circulating with the host, Dwayne Wade's daughter, or whatever the case may be. Did you know at a young age like that, this is what I want to be, Pandora? You knew you wanted to be a woman at 12 or 9 or 13? When did you know? What age?
I always knew. I never liked girls. I never was one of those people who like girls. Even when I was with my sister, my god sister, and all that, I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. But I'm from the '90s, so growing up, it really wasn't that much, exposure of transsexuals or going through that kind of those transitions and stuff like that. It was what it was. You kind of just dealt with it. You know what I mean? Unless you really had that people who really comfort you. You didn't really have to be I'm not gonna say have the balls to be able to do it, but it wasn't the same how it is now. Now they have so much more leeway, they have so much more acceptance, so much more like back, people to help them go through that.
Mm-hmm.
My family's hood. Like my dad's family anyway. Like that wasn't the thing to do.
Yeah, you from Athens and Cincinnati, Ohio, boo. If anybody out there who know about, shout out to Cincy. If you you know what it is out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? OTR and all of that.
Right.
Facts. I love it. Okay. So Pandora, so brothers and sisters, how do they respect you? And was it hard for them accepting you as a woman now?
No, not at all. My little brothers and sisters were young, like they were babies. And my older brother and sister, my sister, I really didn't talk to her, but my brother, I talked to him, and he, as nutty as he is, he still loves me, so it doesn't change anything.
It doesn't change anything. What made you join the House of Khan? So you was a Khan first, right?
Well, originally I was an Elon.
The House of what?
Elon.
Elon. Now, I never heard of that. I'm so sorry.
I know.
Now, where's this house from and what was that about?
See, that's so long ago. I wasn't there long enough to get all the history.
Go ahead.
Okay, but anyway, so I was in Elon for about a good year and a half or so, like that. But I didn't stay. The whole chapter ended up closing, and I would end up being a 007. And Khan was originally the house that I wanted to be in originally. Can y'all hear me?
Can anybody let us know? Can you hear Pandora talk? Let me know.
Hey, Aaron. Can y'all hear us? Well,
he was talking about Elon. Khan.
So originally, so back in 2000 and before 2010. Okay, thank you. So before even 2010, I had originally joined. Before I originally joined Khan, I was Elon, and my father at the time was Deshaun. He was this Midwest members. It was Deshaun, Khalees, Leo. This was the
shout out to Khalees. I interviewed Khalees Khan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Khalees.
Yes, shout outs. Big Bread. So like she was the original. Like that was the squad. Like my gay family back then was all Khans. So that was like the thing to like that's the house I originally wanted to go to, and then it ended up working out for me, and I ended up going to Khan back in 2012 or whatever, and then eventually I went from Khan and transitioned over to the House of West.
Okay. Now Pandora, what made you leave the House of Khan to go? Was you being a follower?
No. No.
What made you leave the House of Khan to go to West? What was your situation? Why did you go?
Well, I left mostly because of the fact that we all had our reasons on why we left, but mostly was we were a family first, so we stuck together, and that's what it boiled down to, and that's what makes the House of West so amazing, because it wasn't like, oh, we were following this person or following that person. We all were a family. When the people, everyone who left the House of Khan were already like in sync with each other anyway. You know what I'm saying? As a unit. So it was like when everyone was leaving, it was like we can't leave without everyone else. It was like a bond thing. When one left, we all left. It was a family united. It was us being united together, and that's how the House of West became the way it is now.
Okay, bro. Shout out to the House of Khan, though. Shout out to the House of Khan. Shout out to all of them over there. Is any bad blood with you over there with any of those members?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Now, who is your favorite performers, Miss Pandora? Like, who did you watch? First of all, who did you watch coming into this ballroom?
Okay. Originally, shout out to Vogue Evolution, because Vogue Evolution was the beginning of Pandora.
Open up Pandora's box.
Oh my gosh. I have no affiliation with Pandora's box. Let me just say that. No affiliation. But Vogue Evolution was the first, like, when I seen them on ABDC, that was like the initial like, and then after that, then that's when I got to diving in and getting to know, Laomi, who Laomi was. Shout out to Laomi. Laomi was definitely one of those people who was like people I looked at, Deshaun, Prince, Pony, all of them. Hello. So, but once I started getting into female figure performance and understanding what femme queen performance was,